Okay, this is the first time this has happened. We had a technical problem. Now I'm going to look at Anna because we've never had a technical problem of this multitude before. So, are you trying to sabotage the show? The first time you come on? What are you doing? Huh?
I do not know. I have not got a clue as to why that would have happened today. Of all days as well.
Of all days.
Of all days.
Anna's first time on the show and it freezes. And as you know, when you're streaming live, these things happen, even on national TV. But we are back. This is The Judge with Anna for the big debate show. And if you've just tuned in, we are talking about why do women get treated differently than men when they've had a lot of partners. Why do women get treated differently? Now, we've had a text, and I'm sure we've had a few phone calls, and because of the problems we had, we couldn't, but if...
Call again.
Call again.
Call
yes,
again.
Anna. Call again. Text again. The show will go on. And because we've had the problem, we're going to go over the time limit. Now, Anna, one of the people text in and they're talking about, if you're a parent, and I think it's different. It shouldn't be, but as a father, you see, now you tell me if I'm wrong or right. As a father, do you see your daughter? If you've got a daughter, I haven't got a daughter. Do you see your daughter differently than your son? Would you say to your son, all right, son?
We should be teaching them the same thing. It's not promoting equality for both. If you're telling your daughter and your son two different things, I think both of them should be taught the same thing. Not necessarily, oh yeah, son, you go ahead, you do what you do, experiment,
yes.
But daughter, you need to study
yes.
and you need to get married.
Married.
No, I disagree with that.
Well, I'm going to put this question to you then. As you disagree, Anna, I'm going to put this question to you. You got your son. You've got your daughter, okay?
Okay.
But if your son comes home with a girl, yeah? As a father, you'll think, okay, fair enough. He's come home with his girlfriend. Now, if your daughter comes home with a man, I'm sure the fathers will be thinking, what is he like? They want to know a bit more about this guy. But hold on, Anna, before you say a word, we have our first caller in the big debate show. Hello there.
Hello, Judge.
Hello. What is your name?
My name's Sue.
Hi, Sue. And what would you like to say on tonight's show?
Well, I'd just like to say that I think for the guys, they tend to get away with it. It's a bit of double standards, I think, because the ladies will get the reputation,
yes.
but the guys will just get a slap on the back.
Okay. And a high five.
Oh, yes, definitely a high five.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
So, Sue, why do you think it's like that?
I think it's just the way that they've been brought up, unfortunately, and the way just the environment is at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I haven't got any children myself. I've got godchildren and nephews and nieces.
Mm-hmm.
But
So,
I don't think I'd tell them to express themselves too much, though, I have to say. I think they should definitely... I wouldn't encourage them to, spread their oaths too much, because I think they definitely would get a reputation also. I think they should have to maybe just one or two partners and just take their time.
Okay, Sue, Anna would like to ask you a question.
Sue, do
Okay.
you think that it's like the men's mentality more so than women, especially the fathers, what me and the judge were just discussing about how a father would encourage his son to be more that way rather than his daughter? So do you reckon it's more to do with the male logic, male mentality of it, rather than, that's why it's this way still, that's why women still get this type of reputation for expressing themselves?
Yeah, definitely, because I think the father would say, okay, son, you go, But with the daughters, they would definitely treat the daughters differently because they know they get a reputation.
Okay. Well, Sue, thank you very, very much for phoning in the show. I hope you keep tuning into the Big Debate Show. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
That was Sue, our first caller. And it is, you know, double standards. I'm hearing double standards. That's why
It's men's double standards.
It is men. And
from what Sue's saying, which I agree with.
And do you think it will ever change, Hannah? Do you think the mentality of men will ever change?
I think females have become a lot more flexible in the way that they're thinking. They're a lot more empowered in the, you know, in this modern age. However, I still think there's a very high percentage of men that still think that same way, and it never changes.
It never changes. What do you think, my viewers? What do you think? Women, is it a case of, you know what, they can express themselves as much as men now, or is double standards, you know, you don't want your girlfriend to be known as the girl that had a lot of men out there? What do you think, my viewers? The number to call is 07818 361 551. That's 07818 361 551. But if you don't want to call direct onto the show, use the Facebook or Twitter page, The Big Debate Show. Double standards. And this is the realness.
See, that whole double standards thing. I think I said this already, if I didn't already. There are some men out there that will want the woman to be pure for themselves, but then they will either go behind their back, or they will just go and sleep with the girl that has that reputation, but not necessarily give her that title.
Wow, my viewers, I hope you taking it all in tonight. You know, we're going in deep. We're going in deep. It sounds like it. It sounds like it. We are going in deep tonight. And all those men out there, all those men that are tuning in tonight, I want to hear from a man tonight. Yeah? If you're brave enough, if you're manly enough to get involved in tonight's show, the number to call is 07818 361 551. Why do women get treated differently than men if they've had a lot of partners? And I'll go back to this. Yeah? I mean, I'm one of those guys. I know that. It's a case of, if you feel for this person, yeah, don't matter what. I think things are changing because you have females that have had a lot of partners.
Well, what about the females that have professions to do that as a service anyway?
Are you saying prostitutes?
Yes.
Yes, what?
They have relationships, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, they have relationships. So why they can have a relationship quite comfortably, can't they?
Yes, they can. We have another caller. They're coming in thick and fast. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Big Debate Show. What's your name, sir?
My name is Lionheart. Lionheart, how's it going?
Hello, Lionheart. What would you like to say on tonight's show?
Right now, I've just had to join in because the live feed was a bit messed up, but I'm still here with you. What I understand is you guys are asking why women get treated differently in regard to their sexual partners, right?
That's right.
Now, I personally believe there's been a history of how men perceive women, and it's only currently now changing in the modern sense of things, where women have naturally empowered themselves through a form of activism and feminism, right?
Okay.
Now, the problem that still occurs, and I don't feel it's a female problem, I think it's a male problem, whereas we're too stuck in our old ways to perceive women in an independent way sexually. We're still caught off on the mental affliction and mental addiction, where we only see women a certain way no matter how they portray themselves. I don't tend to think that it's more of a female thing. I think it's more of a male perspective. We have the problem.
Right. So I will put this question to you, Lionheart. Do you personally think that men's mentality will ever change?
We as humans have the capacity for change. Now, I do believe we do have the ability to change, but it comes from a sense of willpower. A lot of us are happy having this derogative view on how women are. And for a lot of men, like, we run ourselves based on ego. I feel like if men are confident within themselves, they wouldn't have to necessarily determine a woman's pride or sexuality based on who she sleeps with or how many partners she sleeps with. It should be that person as a quality,
right?
Rather than what that person does is her personal activity.
Okay.
We as men don't get judged for what we do sexually, so why should women get judged for that?
Wow.
I think that men have to take the responsibility on themselves personally, and it takes that one person to make a confident stance for the men around them to actually realize, okay, cool, you know what? He's actually making a serious point right now. I shouldn't judge her based on who or how many partners she slept with.
Watch my hand.
So you're getting a high five from Anna, but I'm going to ask you one last question. One last question. And I like to say, if it's a bit personal, but I'm going to go in.
No, go ahead, shoot. I'm ready.
I have to ask you this. How would you feel if you started dating a woman and then she said to you, Lionheart, I've got a confession. I've had over 40 men. How would you feel if she told you...
In one night?
No, not in one night.
In one night?
Oh, Lionheart, not even you. I mean, you've been talking sense tonight, but I mean, even for you, Lionheart, even for you, Lionheart, 40 men in a... No. What I'm saying to you is, how would you feel? Would you feel a bit differently that she's had a whole leap of men, or you'll be fine? What is your take on that?
I'll give you a quick introduction, right? The generation that I was brought up in, from a school age, we started to determine a woman's value, unfortunately, based on how many people she's been with or how many friends of ours they've had sexual interaction with. Now, that's the unfortunate generational mindset. I personally don't have that now. I'm going to approach a woman as she is.
Thank you.
And the amount of sexual partners she has, I mean, unless you're going into the hundreds, I might worry. 40 years, like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? You could have gone on holiday, you could have been just, like sexually adventurous. We're all human beings.
Yes.
Sometimes we want something just for the sexual gratification.
Of course.
I'm going to judge her because she's had 40 people. 100?
Yes.
Maybe. 100? Maybe we're going to have that conversation, especially if she's like 25 and I'm like, you reached 100? That's a bit too much for me, but... yeah, 40, I wouldn't judge the person, man. It's all about the content.
So there's still a number, though. There's still a number, though.
Lionheart, I have to say, I'm glad that you phoned in. You sound like
I'm enjoying the show.
Yeah.
Anna's really coming through these points. So I hope that you guys just bounce us some more ideas, man. I'm going to be tweeting throughout the show as well.
It's all good. Thank you for your phone call. Thank you very much.
No problem.
All right,
no problem.
You take care. That was Lionheart. He sounds very deep, and I tell you something. The realness is, we all don't think like Lionheart. Men don't have that same capacity to say, hold on a minute. It's not about how much men she's been with. It's
treating people as an individual.
Yes, but not a lot of men will be viewing women like Lionheart. A lot of men will, put tags on them and say, no, don't.
Shouldn't we start a change then?
We can't campaign. Yeah, we can't go out on the road campaigning like this. It's
well, I have two sons.
Yeah, but
I would encourage them not to think of women in that way.
Yes, we can. I would put it to a thing as, if you've got kids, I think it starts from your kids, your own personal family. And that's the only way I personally think we're going to change people's attitude. But to go out and try and change men, men can be very stubborn. 07818 361 551. We're going to carry on the show maybe 10 minutes afterwards because we had a technical problem. But Anna, it's been a pleasure so far.
I've really enjoyed it so far. It just feels like having a normal conversation.
Well, that's what it's all about, and that's what the big debate show is all about. You know, it's a show that you just come and you just get involved, feel comfortable, don't hesitate, you know, phone the show, get involved, or send us a text on the Facebook or the Twitter page. And I'm not going to blame you for the technical problem. I don't know if you accidentally pulled the plug. I don't think you're that wicked. But I like your views tonight. But can we honestly change men's attitudes against women?
I don't think we change their attitude. They need to change their attitude.
They're stubborn, Anna.
Well,
they're very stubborn.
Hopefully, you know, they will learn from the show and they will realise that actually women are individuals just like themselves, and that there are men out there that are very contradicting, and they should take a look at themselves rather than, you know, calling these women scrubbers.
Ooh, the list goes on.
Hoes.
Ooh.
You know, and not high-fiving your, you know, if you've got a friend, Judge, if you've got a friend and he's boasting about, you know, he's got this girl and that girl and met that girl, what would you say to him? Is he going to find his wife doing that?
I will say, well, is that a question
Well,
for me, or you're just...
it's just discussion.
It's just a discussion.
How would you advise your friend?
Well, there's two sides to me. You have the younger man, the younger Judge when I was growing up. I'm going to tell you the truth. I might have high-fived him. But life gives you experiences and time. And as you grow as a man, yeah, you learn about how to treat a woman. And how I see is this, yeah. A man cannot come up to me and say, Judge, I've had X amount of women. Don't try and... You will not impress me that way. Yeah? It doesn't impress me. Men open up their mouth to impress other men. Yeah? They only do that to say, I've had 5, or, you know, last week I slept with her, you know, Judge. They just want to hear you say, yeah? What, are you that? All those kind of things. And men like praise. You must know men like praise, you know? And you have a man and you give him a high five. That's really encouraging in him to say, go ahead. But it's about the women tonight. Because I know men are stubborn.
See, personally, I'm not that attracted to men that boast about how many women they've slept with. I want to know if there are women out there that find that quite attractive. Because it would...
I don't think you're going to get a phone call. I really don't think you're going to get a phone call, because I'm not a woman. But I'm sure...
I'm not, David.
I hope
Judge.
not. But I'm sure there's a lot of women out there who, when it comes to having that man, it's not about a man telling a woman, you know what, baby, I've had 50 women before you, you know. I honestly think a woman wants that man once he's in that bedroom, Anna, and he knows exactly what he's doing in that bedroom. Sometimes a woman can figure out that she's not the first. 07818 361 551, you know, she can figure out that this is not, he's not a virgin. This is not his first time, you know, especially if a man knows what he's doing inside that bedroom. But to boast,
I wonder if people actually say the numbers. Do you reckon people expose their numbers?
Yes. And I'm not going to expose no men on the big debate show tonight. I am not that way inclined. But I will say this. I've had men tell me how much women they've had. And I'm sure there's women out there who might be friends with men that have told them how much women. And I don't know. I don't know if a man's got a book. You know? They used to say every man's got a black book. But I don't know if a man's got a black book and he marks down. Because how on earth can a man figure out he's had 60, 70, 80, 90 women unless he's got a pen and a piece of paper?
Personally, in my opinion, that wouldn't make a man an expert in the bedroom at all.
No?
No.
No?
No.
So, I know it's slightly off the debate, but so it's not about how many women a man has had to make him.
I don't think so.
You don't
It
think
isn't
so?
something that I would be attracted to personally. I wouldn't think it would make somebody better in the bedroom just because they've had 50 or 60 women.
Okay.
I mean, they could have had 2, 3, you know, or maybe even one, but had a relationship with that person for a long period and developed, you know, skills in the bedroom together. I just don't think it's about the numbers.
It's not about the numbers. My viewers, if you've just tuned in or you've got back online because we did have a technical problem, do women get treated differently than men when they've had a lot of partners? Do women get treated differently than men when they've had a lot of partners? The number to call is 07818 361 551. We had one text and we've had 2 callers. And you know what I like? We've had a female and a male, a man and a woman, because I like to balance things up. That's why I'm the judge.
And I'm your balance.
You are my balance, and you're doing a good job tonight.
Thank you,
You
Judge.
know,
Thank
I don't
you.
care what they say about you,
I don't care either.
because it's not about that. Oh my word, this is the judge for the big debate show with Anna, and I personally think some men, you won't be able to change their way of thinking. Some men, especially when I was growing up, they always use those names to describe a woman who's had a lot of men. But I don't think women care these days, Anna. I don't think they care. I don't think they give 2 hoots.
Do you think that's because they're more confident about themselves now?
Confidence? I think it's a case of they know themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And when a woman, like a man, once you know yourself, once you look at yourself in the mirror, doesn't matter what people think about you, it's what you feel about yourself. And I will go as far to say confidence plays a part, but it's knowing yourself and knowing. And I tell you something, I'm sure most of those men out there will like a woman that, you know, can express themselves, you know, or is willing to learn, you know, and calling a woman all these names, slut, slag, scrubber, and then calling a man player, G, wah, are you that, sir? And all kinds of things. I think to myself, sorry for that. I just think to myself, you know what? It doesn't wash with the judge. And I'm sure it doesn't wash with you. But there's men out there that will always say, you know what? Don't go there.
Hopefully that it's slowly going away, that sort of attitude and mentality, and that there are younger generations of men that can, you know, further develop and think
Well,
a lot more equally,
well,
rather than starting to pass judgment.
okay. Well, we've got a text in. We've got another text. I'd like you to read that,
Okay.
Anna. Let's see who that is.
Okay, we don't have a name.
Mm-hmm.
It says, oh, I like this. I think Anna is right. I don't know what they've said yet, but
Okay.
I think Anna is right. Men could have had 100 women, but it only lasts a couple minutes. All could have been in the same position, etc. On the topic itself, I think men are quite territorial and don't like their partner's sexual history to be public knowledge.
Okay. Thank you for that text, whoever you are. Yeah, it's back to that double standard, isn't it? It's back to a case of they don't want to know. And I will go as far as say it's true. A lot of men don't want to know their girlfriend's history. You know, me.
Would it bother you?
Oh no, before I got married again, let me put that in. Before I got married again, I don't care if I would ask, how many, and I'm sure there's a lot of men out there, so how many men you've been with, it doesn't matter. It
Would you believe them as well?
Well, that's another thing. Women, you can only go by what they say. I've only had 4. That time they had 79. We can only go by what they say. And a lot of women who've had the 79 might play shy in the bed, and you'll think, oh yes, I got this now. I've got her, she's shy. But really, she ain't shy, she's just fooling you.
Yeah, but you said it doesn't really matter the numbers. You're never going to be able to tell how many they've slept with.
You cannot. I always thought back when I was a teenager that...
So do you reckon a shy person could pretend? Well, no, pretending to be shy. So if she had 79 and told you 4, would you be able to tell she had 79?
I am no doctor. I am not a doctor. I haven't got a PhD in you know what. I'm not going to go there tonight. But I will say
That's
this.
That's a different topic.
Yes, it is. And even the judge is getting a little bit hot. But I will say this. It's virtually impossible. And I will say this because I heard this through the grapevine. It's called pelvic muscles. So as long as a woman's doing those pelvic muscles, you ain't gonna know nothing. And I don't want to go deeper than that on tonight's show. 07818 361 551. We're going to extend it for another 10 minutes because we had a little technical problem. But we're back. And I'm enjoying tonight's show.
No, I'm enjoying this. I was a little nervous with the topic, but it's sort of coming...
That is good. And nerves. Nerves is natural. Don't matter what you do. You go on a stage, you're just about to sing, whatever you're going to do, perform, nerves. Nerves is good. I've got nerves. It's how you control them. And you controlling yours really good tonight. My viewers, I hope you're enjoying tonight's show. Just remember, if you want to send a text, Facebook or Twitter, The Big Debate Show. If you use Twitter, leave out the W. Or even better still, call the hotline 07818 361 551. We callers, Sue and Lionheart. And I like positive people, intelligent people who've got something good to say, and both of them had...
The texts and the calls have been very
really good.
Yeah.
It's been really good. But the attitude, Anna, of men, I don't think it will change.
Well, I don't know. You've got people like Lionheart who think very differently. So
that's one man.
Hopefully, that's one man, people can follow suit.
It's true. There's a saying, each one teach one. Maybe Lionheart will go out and spread his intelligence like what I would do and what you would do. And once you have your kids, you try to bring them up the proper way. And, but tonight's show is about women expressing themselves physically. And why are women treated differently than men? And it's true. You have men out there that want that woman who's got the experience because, they want the woman to tie them up in the bedroom and do all types of stuff. But when it comes to settling down, they don't want that one no more. Very, very bad. Very bad. Yeah.
What was that term you used about in the kitchen? Or
yes.
What is that?
Well, I've heard the saying where men will say they want I'll have to say it, they want a whore, which I don't like to use these words, but I'm going to, a whore in the bedroom, and in the kitchen, they want a wife or so they want two type of women. They want the shy one outside the...
Who says the shy ones don't do that?
Well, I don't know.
And who says the ones that do that don't cook?
It's true. And if you can get both, there's a... you don't have to go to the bedroom. But let's not go too deep on tonight's show. It's the judge for the Big Debate Show. We've got about 7 minutes left. 7 minutes left. Don't hesitate. If you've got something, if you've got a view on tonight's show, you know the number. We have another text that I'd like Anna to read out again. Let's see who this is.
Okay, no name. My personal opinion is if a woman has had several sexual partners, she will know exactly what she wants and will be more confident both in and out of the bedroom.
Wow.
From Michael.
From-
There's a name.
Oh, from Michael. Yeah.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for that text. Yeah, I'm sure there's women that are watching the show who might not even have an experience with a man yet, or they've only had one, you know, and yes, it is a case of a man does like a woman who knows what to do. But
Yeah, but that's to do with confidence. It's
That's-
not to do with the amount of numbers that
yeah,
she slept with.
Yeah, it's not, because nowadays you have the internet. You have all different ways, and if a woman really wants to know what's going on in the bedroom and she wants to get that technique up to scratch, you know, and if it's your first time, because when it's your first time, nerves come into it. I remember, I don't want to go too deep, but when it's your first time, it takes experience, and a lot of people who I've spoke to and a little research, the first time is never the best time, Anna. It's never been the best time. It comes with experience, just like anything else.
I feel women have more of a pressure to be performing in the bedroom.
Do you?
I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
let me
because-
stop you right
No,
there.
I do. I think women seem to, like in school days, I think girls, you know, if they became more popular, if they, you know,
Yes.
were a little bit more relaxed doing stuff. But the girls that didn't were called frigid.
Well, I'm going to put this one to you. There's a lot of pressure on men too, because a lot of men, especially,
How? That's
why?
pressure on men.
There's men out there who, if a man is nervous,
You don't have to worry about your reputation, no judge. Like the men don't need to worry about their reputation. It's the women that have to worry.
do you know there's a lot of women out there who might have told their friends, you know what, he was no good in bed. He was too quick. There's a lot of women out there who will say a lot of things. And women do like to talk, just like men. I'm putting it out there. Women like to talk just like men. Oh, he was no good. I was thinking about, you know, car taxing, you know, it's just, there's, you know, and a lot of pressure on men these days. I tell you so far, I'm going to tell you this. There's so much pressure on men right now that they, you know, there's a lot of men that might have to use that blue pill. It's pressure, Anna. A lot of pressure, Anna. So it's not just women, but tonight's show is all about, do we treat women differently than men when they've had a lot of partners? We have 5 minutes left on the show. It has gone quick.
It has gone very quick.
It's gone really quick. I've enjoyed your company.
That's good.
I've enjoyed it. And I hope everyone who's tuned in, you've enjoyed the Big Debate Show. If it's your first time, every Monday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., this is where you're going to catch the judge and Anna. We've had quite a few views. You know, we've had quite a few views, and we've got another view. We've got someone else who has to say something on tonight's show.
Oh, again, I like this. I agree with Anna.
He's always agreeing with
No,
Anna.
I like this.
What about the judge? I agree with Anna. Everyone, I agree. I better will come off the show. It's the Anna show, and it's your first one. I agree
It's okay.
with
Don't
Anna.
worry, Judge. We'll remind them this is the judge.
No, it's okay. Speak your mind.
Okay, so I agree with Anna. Women do have more pressure as a lot of men watch porn and expect what they see are only what is it? I agree with Anna. Women do have more pressure as a lot of men watch porn and expect what they see. Men are only under pressure to last long enough. LOL. Tracy.
Tracy? Oh, thank you,
That's
Tracy,
actually
for
quite
that
funny.
text. A lot of men watching porn, Tracy's saying, and when they watch the porn, they expect the woman to do what the porn star is doing. But I'm going to tell you something live on the Big Debate Show. The porn stars, they get paid for what they do. And any man who watches porn and think that they expect their women to do, no, it's a different thing. They're getting paid. That's their profession. That's why they're called porn stars. But men do like women.
Well, it's acting, isn't it? Isn't it?
It is. And I've never been the type to say, okay, because a lot of the porn stars, it's the same old thing. Be yourself. That's what I say. We have another text.
Okay.
Last text. This is the last text for tonight's show.
Hi, great show. I've been with my partner for 6 years, but before I got with him, we were friends for about 10, and he would tell me about all his antics. But if you truly love someone, then surely you must accept for what they are today.
Exactly. Because no one has a blackboard before you see them. I've been with 20 men. I've been with 40 women. You get to know that person. And if you get to know that person from the start, and that's what you like about them, what their history shouldn't affect your relationship, you know? And especially if you're having fun inside the bedroom, it shouldn't affect nothing. But that's not what we're talking about.
Well, it's back to that question, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And that is the last text. That's the last text. Oh, we're gonna check Facebook and Twitter. You know, we've been so inundated with the texts, we forgot about Facebook. But we're gonna have a look on Facebook and see if we got a message or two. And well, that's a video. Yeah, we don't want videos.
We're not doing that.
We're not doing that. Okay, let's go back there. Let's have a look. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go, Delroy.
What did he say?
No, what did he say?
Let's have a look.
There we go.
Okay. Men need to grow up and realise that women are equals, and as we want to experiment while growing up, we all have a past. If you're with a woman, a for real woman, then you take her for how she is when you meet her, not their past. You never know the person's past when you go to another town or city, do you?
Very true, and that's from
Delroy.
That's from Delroy. Thank you.
I'm gonna like that.
You're going to like it.
Yep.
Yes. You see what we're doing? We're liking the Facebook ones too. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you, Anna.
Thank you for this opportunity, Judge.
This has been a very good experience, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for coming on to. It's her first show, and you've done excellent.
Thank you.
And I've
enjoyed it.
I can see you have. I can see you have.
Well, especially when people are telling me that they agree with me and that I'm right. That
well, it seems like you got fans already.
Yeah.
You know, no one's agreeing with the judge, but the judge is not about that. That's fine by me. Another thing I would like to say, I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who took time out to watch tonight's show, especially the ones who've texted in and the ones who phoned in. I really appreciate that.
And Facebook messaged as well.
And Facebook, you know, so it all helps because that's what the show's about, people expressing themselves. So I like to thank everyone once again who took time out to watch tonight's show. But before I go, next week's show, should we consider bringing back the death penalty? That's for next week's show. Should we consider bringing back the death penalty? I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Bloodfire Studios and AJLR Media and everyone. Just remember, every Monday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., you're going to see the judge and Anna on the Big Debate Show. Once again, remember, my last thing I have to say, we all have a voice. Let's use it. Thank you and good night.